Have you ever played a game where you immediately thought, wow, this game is ambitious, there are tons of ideas here, the gameplay elements feel really solid, and you can already see where this is going, and you are getting really excited for that. But then you also think, wow, this game is not ready yet. It is super early, everything is under construction, and a lot of those great ideas they have don't even functioning right yet. And that is how I feel about Towers of Aghasba. Now, as I said, this game is now available in early access, and yes, I got the key for this game for free, thanks to the developers, but that doesn't really change how I feel about the game at all. Because as I said, when you are playing this game, you immediately feel like, yeah, this is a great idea. So you are stranded on an island and you want to go to the main island. So basically, you are starting on a tutorial island and then you are coming to a big open world island, and you immediately notice that this is like a survival crafting build. It's very light on the survival elements, but you are also farming resources. You have to fight some enemies. Yes, you can die and you have to heal yourself, but you're also trying to rebuild the town of your people, which have been stranded on this island with you. And you have a lot of like building possibilities. You are slowly starting to really recreate a town which people can call their home. But there is also another very important element, and that is the ecosystem. So you are coming to an island which is just destroyed, it's dead. There's nothing really there anymore. Like the humans who lived there hundreds of years ago are long gone, but they made sure that when they did go out, they destroyed everything. Right. And now you're coming to this island and you are trying to rebuild that. You are trying to work with nature to bring back life. And you can also see that here in the background that sometimes there are areas which are like really dead looking. Right. And then there are areas which are already like sprawling with life again, because that's what I did. This wasn't just here. This is because of your actions and what you were doing that basically life is coming back to the island. And that's not just a cosmetical feature. This is actually a feature which works in the game by giving you a currency. You will see that here in just a few, that there is a currency in the top right corner. Whenever you are doing something which brings life to the island, you will get more of this currency. Of course, if you are starting to take life, like killing something which is not already undead, or you are like harvesting something which technically is alive, then that will cost you some points. The good news is it never gets atrocious, because you are getting much, much more points by just planting a tree than by killing multiple animals, right? So it's not that bad. It's not like you kill an animal, you have to plant a tree. You kill an animal, you have to plant a tree. That's thankfully not the case, and it is fun, right? It makes sense. It's fun. You also can then harvest the trees later on again, and again, you will get more points by planting than just harvesting tree. So again, it never feels atrocious. It feels good. But I have to admit, that is also like one of the only things which kind of feel like they are finished. Everything else in this game is there, but it doesn't work right yet. You can see that it's still under development, under construction. Like I talked about undead enemies, right? The withered, and they're all over the island, and they also have their nests. And you can destroy the nest, you can kill the withered, but they will respawn. And I think the nests will not respawn when you have like spread more life on the island, but the withered still respawn even in areas where there is life again. So you spreading this life area, this greenery, doesn't really do anything to the enemies. They're still spawning, they're still doing the same thing, and they're kind of annoying. They're not really even a danger, at least not the moment you are starting to get like your first weapon. But they are just annoying, right? And that they are still respawning after some time feels a little bit weird. Like that is one of the systems which don't really work. Your inventory is super small. Thankfully, after a few hours, you get the ability to finally craft like chests, which, in my opinion, far too late. Like you are literally running around for like 4 or 5 hours or even longer. Your inventory is completely full. You have one chest lying around. That thing is already full, and you still cannot craft any chests. And that doesn't feel great either when you have to throw away things. Also, what you have probably seen at the beginning, talking about still under construction, everything technical aspects um, regarded, right? Like I saw the lighting issues at the beginning of this video. Yeah, that's because they apparently didn't really give a damn about lighting if you're not activating ray tracing, and it looks sometimes hot garbage because of that. They have to work on that. You don't really have like a way to control the FPS. Yeah, they use VSync, but the VSync is not really doing like 60 FPS. It's doing the technical possibility of your monitor to run certain FPS. So my monitor can run 144 FPS because it is a 144 hertz monitor, but I have made it so that it runs on 60 for various reasons, and the game is just like, nah, you can do 144, so we are running you at 144. So now my GPU is trying to create those extra FPS, and I cannot use those extra FPS to basically maybe activate more eye candy, right? I cannot make that choice because that VSync doesn't really work that well, and you have no other way to control the FPS in the game. Same goes for audio options. You have two audio options, overall audio and music, and that's it. Like there is still like a lot of stuff which just feels so unfinished. And I know you could now say, well, Mo, that sounds like a lot of nitpicking, right? And I would normally say, yes, you're absolutely right. If that would be the only issues this game has right now, I would totally agree with you that it's not really a big deal. But unfortunately, and that is the problem, as I said, like every gameplay element feels unfinished. I even have a bug where the game is crashing when I'm trying to transform seeds you can find, right, into tree seeds. There is like an item which is sometimes spawning on the map, and you can transform those normal seeds into tree seeds. And apparently, the interface is not disappearing quickly enough, and you are only supposed to use this item once. So the interface still remains, and this is where the game is like, whoa, this interface shouldn't be here anymore, but you still use it. Better crash. So the game is crashing. So you have to be super fast to transfer the seed, take it out, close the interface before the game is realizing what's up and is crashing. So that's like pretty annoying because, well, you are using those items quite often. And so there is also another problem this game has. And the game has been putting out some trailers which definitely show the what if state of the game, right? It shows end game after probably hundreds of hours, and also what might come to early access later down the line, which is not even an early access yet. And I find that a little bit dishonest, right? I'm not really a fan of that. Now I can see what they're doing with it, but I think you shouldn't do that, right? Another thing, which I have a huge problem in this game, is resource farming. This is a builder game, right? You are farming a lot of resources. You need them for items. You need them for your crafting. You need them for your farms. You need them for buildings. Like there is so much farming you have to do in this game, and that's completely fine. That's how those games work, right? But please make it A, easy to find those items on the ground because they are nearly invisible, and B, make sure that those items are there and they are plentiful. Like I am on a dead rock and I need a lot of stone. But no, you cannot just get any stone. No, no, no. You have to find specific stone formations you can then farm. And they only give you 3 or 4 stones when you need like hundreds of them. So it's this, you are running around on the island for hours just to find those items, and then you are going in a circle because you hope that the first items you farmed or resources you farmed have already respawned so that you can get the resources you need. And it's like, wow, yeah, no. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with farming, but this is just no. Make those resources, please, easily visible. Like, try to find some sticks on the ground, especially when the greenery is back. Good luck with that. And make it so that those resources, especially the standard resources, like, it's kind of insane that in the game they're telling you, oh yeah, this resource is really common. I'm like, what is this resource? I don't want to know what the not uncommon, or what the uncommon resources are then, because this is not common at all. So again, TLDR, this game has tons of unfinished areas they really have to work on. And if you're interested in this game, be prepared that you are playing something of an alpha build here right now. If that is just too much for you, please wait till they are further into early access, or wait till this game is releasing in probably 2 or 3 years at the state it is in right now. With that said, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, even though it wasn't like the most positive. I'm sorry for that. And also, if you're new to the channel, you want to see more survival games and also role-playing games, you came to the right place, and I would appreciate if you might consider to subscribe. With that said, have a good one, stay safe,